Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of the Mario Golf Toadstool Tour playthrough. This is what's going to be considered the final extra video of the main project. Now, with that being said, that just means that I'm going to be stopping the regular uploads for this game, and moving on to a different project. There will still be some content for this game to appear in the future. I'll talk about that a bit later in this video. But yeah, this is essentially just going to be showcasing everything else that I wanted to just kind of go over really quick before we wrap this up. Kind of a closing video of sorts, I guess you could say. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that we did not unlock, and something that will take a long time to unlock. So this is probably the best way to go about talking about this, but just to kind of showcase what I'm talking about here, if we go into, just pick a character, and if we go into character match, if you pick another character, you actually have some difficulties here. You have novice, intermediate, expert, and pro. There is actually a 5th difficulty ranking that you can unlock, and in order to unlock that, you have to actually beat every single star tournament with every single character. Doesn't have to be star and non-star, it can be a combination of both. You just have to essentially, you know, beat all of those. So it can take quite a bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. And you have to actually place first. You can't just, you know, play the tournament. So it's the highest level of difficulty, so they're going to be very difficult opponents to play against, and also you just have to go through the process of unlocking them as well. I did not feel like doing that. I do love this game. I do love playing as all the characters to some degree, and you know, testing my skills in that regard. But playing as every single character and winning every single tournament with that character, with each of the characters, it's a very long process, and not really one I felt like doing as far as the scope of this game and this project was concerned. Maybe in the future that's something I'll look into, but for now, I'm not really going to worry about it so much. Next thing I want to talk about is I'm going to be holding the Z button and pressing the start button here, or maybe I have to do it here. Yeah, okay, that gave us a new option, as you can see. We have contests. You can play some special contests. Again, all you have to do is go to the start menu, or the press start menu, hold Z and press start, and this menu will actually be unlocked. What this is there's a hole-in-one contest, where you try to get as many hole-in-ones as you can. And then there's also the password tournament, which there are a number of passwords for this game that you can enter to enter basically these small mini golf tournaments. They're just on the courses in the game, so if you like do any of these, you're not going to notice anything different from just the main game of play anyway. But back in the day when this game first came out, this was a way that you could essentially play around, you get a score, and then you input that score like in an online form or something of that nature. For those who used to go to the Insider message boards, or the main Nintendo message board back in the day, they had like a yearly event called Camp Hyrule, and this was a way that you could kind of compete with other players during Camp Hyrule. They actually had a password that you could put in, and then, you know, play the course, get your score, and then compete with other players who were also part of that Camp Hyrule. I'm going to go ahead and put a list of those passwords, and there's also some PAL version codes as well. But for the most part, these don't really do anything. These are just, again, ways you can, you know, play different courses. And back in the day, this actually had more relevance than it does today. But, you know, kind of a cool little feature. There is at least the hole-in-one contest, as I mentioned before. And it's kind of cool. You can actually go to any of the courses. I believe they only pick the par 3s. I mean, that would make sense considering you only have 1 and 4, and then front and back, and you play 2, so there's only 4 par 3s in each of these courses. But, yeah, that's essentially what this is. It's just a hole-in-one contest of sorts. Just to kind of showcase this, I guess. Who did I pick for this? Did it actually just give me a character? Oh, okay, you pick the characters here. You can even, like, star them if you want, so, yeah. Now, I don't know if you get, like, a certain number of shots, or you just, you know, just keep trying, but it's essentially what it is. It's par 3 practice, I guess you could say. That's basically the point of this mode. Damn, that was pretty close. Near pin. It actually like shows how close you get to, which is kind of neat. Man, I was actually really close to that. That was kind of fun. But yeah, that's basically the special contest. Not much really need to be said beyond that. And of course you have your lessons. I kind of briefly mentioned this, but this is just a bunch of different lessons that you have about the game and some of the controls and stuff. So, I think the taunts one is actually kind of funny because it shows someone like spamming taunts after a while. But yeah, Toad just kind of comes on screen and explains the different game mechanics to you. You also get demonstrations here. You're cheating. And so yeah, the taunts are all the movement controls, but the buttons are kind of more like cheering. Not bad for you. Only cheaters mess up. And yeah, they're just showing all the... There's basically, you know, 4 taunts and then 4 cheers. You can send taunts and cheers at the same time, too. This is how everyone actually uses the taunting feature. That's how you taunt other players in multiplayer matches. The fact they actually have, like, a lesson for this is just kind of funny. Yeah, it kind of tells you about Boo. That's it for taunting. No. Okay. But yeah, that's basically the training mode lessons, I guess is the way you actually call them. And then, of course, finally, we have the options. And, not much really needs to be said here. You have data, which, you know, you can do the cardinal sin of erasing all your data if you really want to do that. You have the rumble, which you can turn it on and off. You have sound settings, where you can go between stereo and mono and surround. Rumble is just on and off. Music, on and off. Then you have the records, and the records has... actually a lot of options. You can look at just all your stats from like all the different modes. You have your statistics for the star tournaments. You can see like some of your best scores, your averages for like getting on the fairway, and averages of putts and stuff as well. How many badges you have. You can also look at for each individual course as well. You have the rankings, where you actually look at essentially all your trophy records here. So, if you want to get the ace difficulty, you have to completely max out this page of trophies. Or, not completely. Again, you can do it with star and unstarred characters. Just Why would you do it with unstarred characters if you have starred characters? I don't know. It just seems like it'd be a lot harder if you did that. And of course, you have the best badges, where you can look at all of your best scores for each of the holes. And you can actually see like what your score was. So as you can see, that H up there is that hole-in-one that I got on camera, which is kind of cool. And then, of course, you can do the same thing for just the normal tournaments. As you can see, I actually have all the birdie badges for the regular tournaments. I actually have footage of me getting all the birdie badges I didn't get. If you guys would be interested in seeing that, like kind of like I guess a quick sizzle reel or a highlight reel of all the badges in the game, like let me know. But if you don't think I need to do that, I won't bother with it, and I can just delete that footage. But I went ahead and, you know, got all of those just in case. But again, you can just kind of see your records for each of the tournaments. So that's kind of cool. I actually did some of these with star characters because when I was doing the birdie badge recording, which is something I felt like doing. Of course, your actual like statistics. Never got under 11 under par for any of these. Although, to be fair, like, I mean, obviously I got 20 under par for Lakitu Cup, and that's only because I was using a star character. I don't think my score was actually that good before. But, yeah, that's pretty much what we got here in the tournament statistics. Character matches, you obviously have a list of all the characters you've done matches against. I guess it doesn't... Oh, no, I guess it does have star characters. Maybe, okay, it doesn't show anything on here. I think it's because it doesn't count, like, the unlocking characters. I guess it doesn't count that as, you know, you actually unlock the characters, so that's why there aren't any records on here right now. But essentially, you'll get, like, a little icon once you do start doing character matches, and it'll show, like, the record between those two characters. And, of course, the star variants as well. Then you have the ring attack, which it actually just shows you all the your success with each of these, and with what characters you used as well. After a while, I definitely switched to other characters. And apparently, you can also do this with the multiplayers as well. So you can see all the multiplayer ring shot courses. Again, I'll talk about this later. I'll get to this. Then you have club slots, which... oh, I guess this is only for one player. So yeah, I did it multiplayer, so yeah, you only see the records for one players. Then you have coin attack, which I'm guessing the same thing. Yeah. You have speed golf, which I did do one player. See, there's my record there. See, even with a +5, in terms of time, Bowser was not much further away from Luigi. So, yeah. Then you have side games, which, yeah, basically shows you, like, which ones you completed with which characters. Did I actually... I guess I did them all with normal. Oh, no, they're star characters. Never mind. Yeah, I have the birdie challenges, one-on-one putts, the shot practice, approach practice, putting practice. That's all the side games. Near pin. Once again, I did this multiplayer, but this is just the single-player records. And the most important thing we have is the highlights, which, you know, this is great. It saves all of your best shots. At least if you do, like, stroke play, or, like, it obviously doesn't save all of them. Like, the side games, hole-in-ones, it didn't save any of those. It didn't save any of the ones I did in, like, any of the multiplayer matches. I think it's just, like, if you play something, like, on tournament mode, or just a normal stroke play mode, any of, like, the special side game multiplayer stuff, it won't actually keep track of. If you're just using normal conditions where you have all your clubs, and, like, you're not, like, aiming for a specific goal will actually count this. Unfortunately, I couldn't get an albatross, but just to watch the hole-in-one again, we can go ahead and do that. Good old hole 7 of Lakitu Valley. Good times, good times. See, it's even the tournament green as well.
Nice shot.
We're just reliving this, guys. Yeah. It's just so great to have that. It's just so great to have that on there. Now, one thing I thought about doing is at the very end of this video, I could showcase, because this is a new memory card that I used. I started a fresh file. If I can find another save data of Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on one of my other memory cards, I could potentially showcase some other great shots I have. If I actually have that. If all of my memory cards are blank, then obviously I can't do much about that. But that is something I'll definitely consider. Let's also look at... this one's on Peach's Castle grounds, so let's go ahead and see this one. It is an eagle, after all. Oh, and it's actually on this hole, too. Did I actually get inside the pipe on this one? Ah, yeah, oh yeah, that's right, I did. I did get in the pipe. Yeah, I think I just went ahead and went for broke on this one. Oh yeah, that was a really good shot.
Great.
It was a very straight putt, too.
Nice eagle.
Oh, memory lane. Good to be a part of you. But yeah, that's pretty much the highlights, and I believe you can also, like, if there's one that you specifically want to save, because after a while, like, once you get to 18, it will start erasing these, so if there's one you really want to keep, make sure you lock it. It will not get rid of it then, so keep that in mind. But yeah, you can have up to 18 here, which is pretty incredible. And I actually only had 6 eagles, I guess. Again, there were probably more just on like different modes and options or something of that nature. But yeah, that's pretty much that. As far as anything else, like I've alluded to before, next time or next year I will be playing through Mario Golf Advance Tour, and I would theoretically like to do some follow-up videos of that game with this game, because much like the Game Boy Color and N64 versions of Mario Golf, there is connectivity between the two. You can transfer your characters from the Game Boy game, in this case the Game Boy Advance game, up to this game. You can play them in a 3D environment, you can set records with them, and there's also some different unlockables you can get as well. But I consider that part of that project, not this one. So I'm not really going to focus on that right now, but in the future, when and if I do come back to this game with the characters from the Game Boy Advance version, I'll handle that then and there as opposed to right now. But since I haven't played that game yet, I don't think there's a reason to do that, so I'm not going to worry about it. I know some people asked if I was going to, do match plays against the secret characters. And that is something I plan to do, but I think it'd be more fun to play against them as the Game Boy Advance characters. So that's kind of my plan of attack there. So I'll probably come back then to do that. And then, of course, I'll add any of those videos to the end of this playlist once I do that. But, of course, there is the possibility for some other content as well. And I guess that's what I'm going to get into next. So let's go ahead and start talking about that. Okay, now that I've discussed all of that stuff, I want to address the big elephant in the room in terms of the ending of my previous video, when I discovered that there were 3-player and 4-player challenge ring attack courses for the multiplayer modes. This was not a pleasant discovery because the two-player variation of this mode was very, very difficult. I thought it was a cool idea. I thought it was a great idea at first, but some of the courses, especially for the later locations, were really, really freaking difficult. Just the second half of the courses took me hours and hours just to record, and yeah, it really, really burnt me out. And the discovery that there was still more that I could showcase was, you know, not exactly the greatest news I could have gotten at that point. Because of this, I don't think I'm going to continue with those right now. This is going to be the final extra video for this project. Now, I do still plan to showcase these courses to you guys, but it's not going to be immediately. It's going to be bonus content. And honestly, I have already started working on it. I do have almost all of the 3-player courses recorded, but let me just say, after 5.5 hours of recording, I still don't have all the 3-player courses done. So, yeah, if that's not enough proof, it's going to take me a while to finish this up. And at this point, I just kind of want to move on to my next project. There's a project that I've been really wanting to do for a while. I want to get it started. And I feel like in the best interest of not only myself, but also for you guys, so you don't get burned out with this game as well, I'm going to go ahead and move on to that next project. But like I said, I will come back for the 3-player and 4-player Ring Attack courses at a future date and time. I'll probably be posting them alongside the Pokemon Emerald extra videos as well, since I'm currently working on that right now too. And I guess you could say that for a while I'm probably just going to have like a main weekend project, and then just, you know, throughout the weeks I'll be posting like, you know, the extra videos for Emerald, maybe some extra content for this game. If I ever get another, you know, Mario Party list ready for you guys, I'll post one of those. Until I'm ready to start a new weekday project, my main focus is just going to be on the new project for the weekend. And, of course, getting these extras done. But, again, because of the nature of these extras, with all the grinding and just bunch of recording I have to do, it's just not going to be a pretty sight if I try to push through all of these. It's only going to make me frustrated, and that's not good. I don't want to be frustrated playing video games, so I'm going to take a bit of a hiatus from this, but do not worry. I will be back with the 3-player and 4-player Ring Attack courses at a future date and time. So with that, I think we can actually start closing out this game. So I want to thank you guys for watching this project. It's a lot of fun. Even though the multiplayer Ring Attack courses ended up causing me a lot of grief and stress, I still really love this game. I think this is probably the best Mario Golf game in the entire series. It's a lot of fun. The mechanics are very, very well implemented. You know, if you're not someone who's really into golf games or haven't played a lot of golf games, I think this is a very beginner-friendly golf game that anyone can get into, just due to the nature of the auto shots and the manual shots kind of acting as ways to kind of improve your game over time if you feel like it. It's a really solid title, and it definitely cemented me as a fan of the Mario Golf series. As far as the next Mario Golf game, as I've already mentioned before, I will be playing Mario Golf Advanced Tour next. I'll probably do it next year during the summer, like I've been doing for all of these Mario Golf projects, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoy that when that releases, and there'll also be some fun connectivity stuff between that game and this game as well that I plan to definitely take advantage of. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thank you guys for your time, for your viewership, and for your comments. Everything to do with supporting this channel in any way, shape, or form. It means a lot to me. You guys mean a lot to me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Later, folks.